Hello, and welcome back to the practice. We are on day 4 of our 7-day breathwork challenge, and I'm so excited. We're about halfway through, and we're on our last day of Daoist breathing. So I hope you've learned something that you can carry on throughout your days when you're driving, when you're at home, when you're practicing, when you're meditating. I hope that this practice can just come with you on the mat and outside of the mat. So let's go ahead and get started by finding a comfortable seat. Maybe we start by bringing awareness to our breath. Notice the texture of your breath. Is it staticky? Is it steady? Is it choppy? Is it smooth? Maybe you begin to bring awareness to the body. Maybe finding any areas of tension or tightness in the body, and allow that to just soften, allowing gravity to take hold. Bring awareness to the spine in C7. And allow your spine to lift ever so slightly, even if only a millimeter. Allow the tailbone to drop down into the earth. Allow your seat to be rooted, whether in a chair or the floor. Allow your props, if using, to support you. Allow the chest to sink into the body, down. We can place the hands on the diaphragm, around the rib cage. And first bring our awareness here as we begin to deepen the breath, knowing that we can come back to our natural breathing pattern at any time. Allowing yourself to listen to where your body is today. Maybe you feel a difference. Maybe today it's harder to just tap into the breath. Maybe because you've been doing this for 4 days now, it's become a little bit easier to hone in, to feel the breath rise and fall within the body. Allow the breath to drop down into the belly. Maybe placing the hands on the side of the belly. Allowing any rough or choppy places to smooth out. So our inhale is going out at the same speed and rate, inflating the body. And on the exhale, it comes back in at the same steady rate, if possible. It's not something that just miraculously happens, but as we tune into the body and acknowledge how we naturally are, where we are in the present moment, we can tune into that and soften it to smooth it out. Now we're going to bring our awareness to the low back area. You can place the hands on the low back if that helps you. You can also lay on the ground and put your back against the chair to get that touch of information. Allow the mind to root inside of the body, as we're not trying to escape our mind, but allowing it to be part of our practice, as it is part of us. Allow your inhales to match your exhales. And maybe notice how quiet or soft you can make the breath. You can open the eyes or readjust the gaze, noticing the area around you, taking it all in without judgment. It's okay if things are a mess. It's okay if things are how they are. You're not alone. I'm so glad that we've gotten up to here so far, and I just want to add one last part of this breath so that you can really bring this whole body breath together. And the last aspect that we're going to bring is that upper back body. So we've started all the way at the nose, going down all the way to the low belly, going into the low back, and now up the backside. And I'm going to show you a couple postures that will help with this. You can use the ground or a chair. However, I like to find a different position that, in my opinion, helps open up these areas. So if you are in a chair, you can feel free to join us on the ground. It might be a little easier that way. But what we're going to do is we are going to put our knees up and we're going to hug our knees. Creating this roundedness in the back. I know it's a little different than what we were just doing. Maybe even a nice little stretch. We're going to find that roundedness in the back. And I just want you to come back to the diaphragm. You don't need to go too round, but we definitely want a little bit of roundedness to begin. And you're going to drop the breath into the diaphragm and the belly and the low back, just as we did before. Bring your awareness into the low back and the mid back. And see if you can feel any of the expansion happening in that area. You can feel free to fine-tune and adjust yourself. And if it just isn't happening, that's okay. We're still going to be here and we're still going to breathe. And with practice, you may find yourself being able to become aware a little bit easier. And once you start to feel the awareness in the back, begin to soften that mid-back area. In this pose, we're targeting the back of the diaphragm, the top of the kidneys, the bottom of the lung. See if you can feel that. Or maybe you can just start to feel the spaces and places in your body that react to the breath. And now we're going to curl in our little circle. We're going to curl in like a little turtle and round out the spine even more until you get this upper back area. So now we're targeting the lungs, the top of the shoulders. You can tilt the head down or fine tune to feel what feels best in your body. And allow it all to soften. Take 2 more breaths. And just begin to slowly come out of your turtle shell. Maybe give yourself a nice little back bend, bringing the chest up towards the ceiling with a little bit of head lean back towards the ground. And then we'll come back to our seated position or back to a chair if that's where you were. And we're just going to take this awareness and we're going to try to drop it into our practice. So finding those alignments, lift in the spine, drop the tailbone, take the chin and drop it in towards the chest, opening up the back of the head. You can play with this to better feel it in the body. The tongue goes behind the front 2 teeth. And we're keeping the armpits open and alive. We're going to drop into our breath, just as we did before. Notice the place and space in your body that reacts with every inhale and exhale. And although a little bit harder to do, see if you can feel the breath into that upper back body as we unite the diaphragm, the belly, the low back, and the upper back. And if you notice any tightness or tension, allow it to fall down the body. Allow it to let go and release and soften. I like the word soften a lot more because it implies and we're doing something rather than just letting go. We're just going to allow the body to soften, allow the breath to soften and grow quiet. Take 3 more breaths. And then we'll open the eyes and rub the hands together to create heat. And place them at the top of the head and let all that energy drop down the body. You can do it one more time. Coming back down to earth. And thank you so much for being here. I've really loved sharing this practice with you, as it is so near and dear to my heart and something that I practice every single day. And I hope that you can take this practice with you everywhere you go and use it for anything that you'd like. It's great for emotional regulation. It's great to ground. It's great to do in your practices. It's great for meditation. It is a great breath work that is my favorite. So this comes to a conclusion with that. If you want to learn more about Taoist breathing practices or Taoist yoga, I am open for privates. And if you have experienced anything new or confusing or great or horrible, just feel free to let me know. I am here to support you and I'm here to answer any of your questions. Tomorrow, we're going to start into our yogic breathing patterns, and I'm really excited to show you those as they are also very near to dear to my heart, but they're just a little bit different. So, I will see you tomorrow for day 5, and I hope you have a wonderful day.